Attention, soldier! The year is 2812, and we are at total war with the Alpha Centauri system. We need your ideas, soldier. Are you ready to take on the task? Sorry, I don't know what came over me. Hello. Welcome to Polymath-ish. I'm your host, Storm Hardy, and lately I've been thinking a lot about war. Not war today, but war in the far future. How we can harness the power of our sun to power our weapons, shooting projectiles at near light speed. These devastating objects are known colloquially as RKMs, relativistic kill missiles. These objects could be as simple as a tungsten rod shot at 99% the speed of light. Being so close to the speed of light delivers astronomical amounts of power. If such a war with these RKMs were to break out between two star systems, let's say the Solar System and the Alpha Centauri system, what can we expect? In such a hypothetical interstellar conflict, relativistic weapons, like our RKMs, could leverage extreme velocities approaching light speed to deliver devastating kinetic energy upon impact with the target. One problem for the attackers is that due to relativistic time dilation, that's time dilation due to moving fast, the attack object experiences compressed or less time during transit, while defenders sit around during the approach over a much longer period. Moreover, once the attacker launched, it would not be able to maintain real-time control over the projectile due to both relativistic time dilation and communication delays. An onboard AI could make slight course adjustments if needed locally. However, an advantage for the attackers is the extreme speed drastically shortens detection and reaction time for defenders. If an object was shot 1 light hour away at 0.99 C, the object would arrive at 1 hour and 36 seconds later. However, the light from this initial launch, the information itself that the thing had launched, would take 1 hour to arrive. So from the arrival of the information to the arrival of the actual weapon, the defenders have a total of 36 seconds to react. That's an insane reduction in potential reaction time. The defending system could get around this by visually seeing the acceleration, thus getting more reaction time, but this can be easily circumvented by having some large sheet of mass block the light coming off the acceleration. This is either destroyed or moved slightly out of the way to allow the relativistic object to go. It could also potentially be a ring that changes its axis to allow the relativistic object to leave the system while blocking the acceleration's visual cues in the line of sight of the attacked system. The reaction time constraint on the attacker's side, due to time dilation, can theoretically be circumvented if a projectile decelerates to a lower velocity, and thus a lower time dilation factor, once it nears the target, where maneuvering matters most. However, this comes at a cost. By decelerating even slightly, the projectile carries significantly less kinetic energy into the final impact. That means the real trade-off in relativistic warfare is between raw power and terminal targeting precision. I also want to apologize for my terrible handwriting. This is my first time on the chalkboard. So what can a system do to defend itself? Firstly, we have to get into the mind of the enemy. The most important thing the enemy would want to destroy is our ability to retaliate, likely destroying any solar collectors or any energy production stations we have. If they can't do that, they will settle for attacking us directly, where we live to destroy our capabilities, our ability to bounce back, and most importantly, our morales. So what could they actually do? The obvious solution is to shield the potential targets, put large amounts of debris around the object you want to defend, and hopefully the weapon is slowed down by it, or misses the object completely due to a change in velocity. Another solution is similar, but instead of random debris, you put bombs meant to explode when it notices something moving towards it incredibly fast. This delivers more energy onto the weapon and thus slows it down more or alters its course more. Another advantage of the explosion method is to slow down objects that are not a complete hit on the bomb or debris. Because of everything mentioned, I think a solution of bombs supplemented by raw debris in the inner layer is the most effective shield against relativistic objects. However, another tactic can be deployed to make hits on defended objects unlikely. I call this strategy stochastic acceleration. Essentially, do small, random changes in your velocity so that an attacking object can never determine the final position you will be in, ensuring it has to slow down near the end to make a proper hit. The more unpredictable the final location of the defended object, the more the attacking object will have to slow down to course correct, and thus deliver lower amounts of attacking energy. If the attacking object does not course correct, it is near impossible for the RKM to make a successful hit against a target. You can also add this stochastic acceleration to your bomb and debris cloud, and make it hard for the enemy to dodge the debris and bombs. Attackers could try to get around this by exploding their payload before it hits the target, shotgunning a bunch of relativistic shrapnel. The idea is hopefully at least one of them can get through, but this reduces the total amount of energy per hit, usually by the amount of pieces it blew up into. Of course, recon is the best defense you can have in this scenario. Let's imagine a hypothetical. The enemy system is sending an RKM to your system, and has completely blocked the view from the defending system as to not alert to the acceleration of the RKM. However, unbeknownst to the attackers, the defending system has a detector and an RKM of their own ready to fire. This detector is at an angle so that the system is not blocked by the visual shield done by the attackers. You are incapable of warning your system in a fair amount of time. This is due to the light of the acceleration having to reach you and then your own system, which would inherently be longer than just a straight line to the system. The recon system may at most give you a day or two extra reaction time. No, the real strength of this is they can send RKM intercepting their RKM to completely neutralize the threat of it hitting the system. This interception is a lot like how a dragonfly does to its prey. There's a reason they have a 95% chance of success in hunts. So, soldier, this has been your introduction to relativistic warfare tactics. Consider yourself the foremost expert on war in the 29th century. If you have any ideas or comments, we'd love to hear them. Please comment them below. And as always, don't forget to subscribe, and thanks for watching. Remember, stay sharp, soldier.